A lot of people think the year of a bulldozer is just a number, but in reality, it matters a lot. The build year affects parts compatibility, repair manuals, emission standards, resale value, and even whether the manufacturer can still support the machine. With Komatsu bulldozers, the year is often confusing, especially on used machines. Why the year is often unclear. Many owners buy a used Komatsu dozer and quickly realize something doesn't add up. The paperwork says 1 year, the seller says another, and the machine itself tells a different story. This happens for a few common reasons. ID plates wear out, rust away, or go missing after years of hard work. Older machines didn't use standardized VIN numbers like cars. The same model might be produced for 10 years or more, with very small visual changes. When machines are imported, the registration year is often mistaken for the build year. So just judging by looks or paperwork is usually not reliable. The most important clue, the serial number. The single most important way to identify the build year is the serial number. Komatsu doesn't use a car-style VIN. Instead, they use a model name combined with a serial number range. Each range corresponds to a specific production period. You can usually find the serial number on a metal plate near the operator's seat, stamped into the frame. Inside the engine compartment, the serial number tells you two critical things: which production batch the machine belongs to, which technical version it was built with. Two bulldozers with the same model name but different serial numbers can be very different machines internally. What the model name can tell you. Komatsu model names also give clues about age. Letter suffixes or updated designations usually mark a newer generation. Earlier versions tend to be simpler and more mechanical, while later versions often add hydraulic assist, improved transmissions, or upgraded safety features. If someone claims a machine is newer, but the model suffix only existed in earlier years, that's a red flag. Using physical details to estimate the era. When the serial plate is missing, experienced mechanics look at design details to narrow down the age. Mechanical control levers usually point to earlier production. Hydraulic or pilot controls suggest later versions. Simple gauge clusters are older. Warning lights and electronic monitoring are newer. Open operator stations are typically older than enclosed cabs with full ROPS. This won't give you an exact year, but it helps place the machine in the right decade. A real-world example. One owner believed his Komatsu dozer was from the 1990s, because that's what the paperwork said. But the serial number matched a late 1980s production run. After checking parts catalogs and production records, it turned out the machine had been rebuilt and re-registered years later. The paperwork year wasn't wrong legally, but it wasn't the true build year either. This kind of situation is extremely common in the used equipment world. Why official records matter most? At the end of the day, the most reliable answer comes from Komatsu itself, or an authorized dealer. With the correct model and serial number, they can confirm the exact production year, the correct service manual, the right parts numbers, known updates or design changes. Guessing can get expensive. Official data saves time and money. A note about older machines. In the heavy equipment world, older doesn't always mean worse. Many 1980s era Komatsu bulldozers are still working today on farms, logging sites, and private jobs. People often say, as long as it has diesel and grease, it'll keep working. Knowing the real build year isn't just about repairs. It's about understanding the history of the machine you're running. In short, to find the real build year of a Komatsu bulldozer, you need more than paperwork. You need the serial number, model details, physical clues, and ideally, official confirmation. The points mentioned above may apply in Europe, the United States, Canada, or Australia, but they do not apply to China. As I often say, the real equipment information can only be confirmed by comparing it with the original published records. Now let me share some real experience from my work in sales and machine inspections. Honestly, in the Chinese equipment market, you don't need to worry too much about the ID plates, the engine serial number, or the frame stamping. The reason is simple. To deal with EPA inspections, most machines have those original identifiers covered or removed. What usually happens is this. The selling company buys a complete new set of matching information: the ID plate, the engine serial number, and the frame number, and installs them on the equipment you're buying. That new information is copied from another machine. Everything is done for EPA compliance. My job is to make sure the machine you receive is the same machine you paid for. But I can't guarantee that the ID plate, engine number, or frame stamping will look exactly the same as when you first saw the machine. Some people care a lot about this. If you're one of them, that's fine. You can choose a machine with all original documentation and identifiers intact. Just understand that those machines usually cost more than 20% extra. Because of cultural differences, many customers actually want cheaper machines and don't really care much about the paperwork. As long as the machine runs well and needs very few replacement parts, they're happy. But they feel awkward saying that directly. And when they don't say it clearly, it creates misunderstandings when I introduce sellers or machines to them. Chinese customers are usually much more direct. They'll tell me straight up, "I'm buying this for my company. I need a kickback. I don't want the best machine. I just need one that works." Once they say that, I know exactly what the priority is. Almost every overseas customer I've met tells me they care deeply about hours and machine condition. But in the end, they all choose a reasonable price, acceptable performance, and a good-looking machine. In other words, they choose balance. When it comes time to actually buy, almost nobody truly cares whether the machine is completely original. So my friends, you can just tell me honestly what you really want.